Hello, and Swapforge with another character, as we will zoom and focus in. Hey. So, in this video, or in this episode, we are going to talk about the other guy in the Joker's Clown Set 2 blister, which is, his alias is called Sniggering. So, his name is unknown, alias Sniggering, henchman is rank, and he's affiliated to the Joker gang. So if you've got Joker with a Chaos Agent, then you can rearrange his counters, buffs him up a bit more. So we'll go on to his stat line. His strength is 5 up, his willpower is 5, his movement is 2, his attack is 3, his defense is 2, his endurance is 5, and his special is 3. So already, he's an average for a henchman. He's very average. He's definitely not an aggressive player by any stretch of the imagination within the context of close combat. He has only one personal trait, which is Informer. Informer allows you to gain a pass in the execute the plan phase, and execute the plan phase is basically when you're activating all the models, and so is your opponent. In addition, you also a pass basically means that you can pass an activation round, so it kind of forces your opponent to activate 2 characters consecutively, which might be advantageous, might not be, but if you're waiting to make a massive counter attack with your force, usually that additional pass will help in some way or form. So his reputation is 25 and his funding is $600 because he has an assault rifle, and assault rifles are deadly. They are absolutely deadly. So we'll go through the assault rifle, because this is when you're buying this henchman, you're not buying it for him, you're buying it for the gun. So the automatic rifle is 3 blood damage. Its rate of fire 3. It's ammo 2, so you can only fire twice in a game, and it only has one special, which is firearm, and that's 2 up. So it doesn't have a range, so it technically has infinite range. So what that basically means is that line of sight factoring in, it's usually 30 centimeters. However, if you can see the target due to the effect of light or something, you can shoot Hail Mary. There is no sort of range for this gun. So, what does that mean when I say buy for this gun? Well, nobody likes a gun. And this assault rifle, or the automatic rifle as it's known here, is why nobody likes a gun. If you keep this guy stationary, he can fire 3 times, that's 9 blood damage. Total it up with, you can only fire it twice in a game, that's 18 blood damage. 18 blood damage can take off anyone in the game. It can take off Solomon Grundy, Ra's al Ghul, it can take off Deathstroke, it can take off even the Batman himself. Now you've got to factor in other variables like the bat armor, stealth, defense have usually 5 or something. You can take off big guys like Croc, but you've got to count on variables like tough skin, making that roll to damage on a 3 up rather than a 2 up, bulletproof vests on a 4 up, but potentially, the potential is really there. What do you use him for? You use this guy as a ginormous threat range. Nobody likes this gun. Simple as that, because 9 blood damage a turn is really, really horrifying. I know it. My opponents know it. They don't ever want to get close to this guy. What you usually see, especially in Batman gangs, is some guy taking a backlaw, getting up high, trying to avoid line of sight from this guy. If this guy doesn't have a backlaw, then going again and pounding him. So, again, his strength is the assault rifle. He is the assault rifle. You are paying this guy for the assault rifle. It has infinite range, basically. You don't want to be messing around with this gun. What's his stat line? Well, what's his weakness, sorry. His weakness is that, again, like many of Joker's goons, if someone gets in one-on-one against this guy, they're going to be laughing. If they're within 5 centimeters of him, then he can't fire his gun. And you don't want that at all. You want to be firing his gun. So you want to have this guy either on a high vantage point so he gets more line of sight towards targets, or you want him covered by another henchman so that he doesn't get taken out. And if he gets taken out, you're not just giving your opponent 2 victory points. you're also losing out on $600. And $600, especially if you're playing around 300 rep games and 1,000 cash funding games, that's a lot of funding to sink into. Just gone like that. You don't want that. You don't want that at all. So, when taking this guy, this guy's a potential game changer for the game that you're in. $600 is expensive. 25 rep isn't too cheap. But, considering what he does, and he does his thing fine well, you can also have to remember that he can split fire as well, so you can fire to 3 different targets. You can whittle down enemy henchmen with willpower by taking off at least 1 point of willpower for each guy, because you're doing at least 2 points of damage. You can whittle them down, have more henchmen mob over the targets that he's just selected to damage. To again whittle and then kill. So Joker's gang is really, really hard, and he's one of your hardest hitters. But when taking them, be cautious and think, what do you want out of this guy? Think exactly what you want, because $600 is expensive for his gun, and he is his gun. When I've taken him, I've usually liked him just as a threat range. Sometimes he hasn't even bothered to fire all game, only because usually if that's the case, I've usually fought against Batman, and Batman doesn't. I've managed to get with this guy, Batman on 1 health, and this is the Arkham Knight variant, who had 9 endurance. Yeah, 9 endurance, and he was through firing his clips, I got him down to 1 health. I was so close to killing them, but then the game was up because the turns were up, and I felt so frustrated after that. But, the potential's there. I've just given an example of how you can take down the Bat for his rep and cost, but think, what do you want out of him? Sometimes when I fought against Batman gangs, I haven't really fought against Batman, I've fought against Nightwing with a load of sidekicks and free agents. When I've played against them, they literally fly onto the... they usually backclaw onto the rooftops because they don't like him. They don't want this guy shooting up them. They want to be avoiding them, so they'll backclaw between buildings and try and get them to their own place, basically. So yeah, that is Sniggering. So that's all I've got to really say about him. If you enjoyed what you saw or enjoyed what you listened to, then please please subscribe to the channel to see more Arkham Files. If you want to talk about how Sniggering's helped you, or anything about Sniggering, or this henchman in particular in your games, then please comment below. I love talking about Batman with you all. And if your friends have gotten this video... if your friends have gotten this character, you can share this video around, spread out love. Hopefully give your friends some foundations of what direction they want this guy to go in. So thank you for watching. This is the Warp Forge, signing out, and remember, keep on forging.